New construction homes make a comeback and price drops in two hot regions. Now, this is according to Realtor.com news and insights. So let's figure out which regions have made a comeback when it comes to new home constructions. So in this article, it says that the premium for buying a new is fading fast. The price gap between a new home and existing homes just hit record third quarter lows, and builders are doubling down with incentives that lower mortgage rates and reduce upfront costs. And I am starting to see this a lot with these new home builders. Like if you go to their websites right now, some of these incentives are crazy. Like I literally just seen one with Lennar, and this is for certain products that they have. So one of them is a 7-year ARM, which means that you get a loan and it's amortized for 30 years, but the balloon payment is within 7 years. And what that means is within 7 years, you're gonna have to refinance that home, or if rates go lower, you're good if you don't refinance. But if you don't refinance and rates are higher, then you're screwed. But with this program that they have, this is what they're doing. So for the first year, it's 1.99% on an interest rate, right? And that's fixed for 1 year. Then year 2 is 2.99%. Then year 3 is 3.99%, and that's going to be good all the way up to the 7th year. But you may ask yourself, why would I do an ARM? Because if you're playing the market, this could benefit you as a buyer. Because let's just say you are now at 3.99% interest rate, and year 5 comes around. Now rates are below the 3.9. You just refinance out of that deal. Now this is what a lot of people don't understand. When you actually get a loan, you're paying a lot of fees up front. And not only that, for the first 15 to 20 years on a mortgage, the lenders are front loading you. Majority of that money is going towards interest payments only. But what's going to happen is they're going to want to get your business back. And if they have a lower rate, then they're going to contact you back. Then you're going to have to refinance into a different loan, which you're going to pay more fees again up front. So this is something that you just need to be aware of. Also, let's talk about some of these incentives that they are giving. So what builders are doing is that they may give you a flex 30, 40,000. And when I say flex, this is what it means. If you can negotiate that $30,000, $40,000, you could utilize that towards a buy down rate, or you can take that money and absorb it for your closing costs. Now, closing costs typically costs about 3% of the purchase price. So if you bought a home for let's just say 200,000, your total closing costs would be about $6,000. Now, that doesn't include the down payment. Unfortunately, you have to pay for the down payment, but there are also state programs here. Like here in Las Vegas, they have the Home is a Possible program, which they'll actually take and pay for your down payment. Now, if you guys want to learn more about that, I am creating a video on that. And I'm gonna show you exactly where to go get free money for the down payment assistance program. And years ago, I had helped a family, and the lender at that time was my friend, still is my friend, by the way. What we did was his mom was able to qualify for that down payment assistance program. So we got the money for the down payment, but then we still have another 3% towards closing costs. I was able to negotiate the closing costs. So the total cash out of pocket on this deal was just the appraisal and the home inspection. Now the appraisal was actually covered by the lender. So they literally bought a home with less than $450, and that was just only for the home inspection. Now, this money can actually run out, so keep this in mind. It resets every year, and I believe there's about $18 million of it, and this is for the 2026. So if you are in a position right now, you don't have the money, reach on out to me. I'm going to connect you with the right people and actually get you approved. And I'm going to show you exactly how to get approved, because there's certain qualifications. Now, new construction homes appear to have the edge in the South and the West, in particular, where the price per square foot is lower for a new home build than an existing home, according to the New Construction Insight third quarter report from Realtor.com. Builders have a good amount of spec inventory that they are trying to move right now as the market cools down, both seasons and in terms of price and sales growth. Guys, I'm seeing this a lot here in Las Vegas. Builders have so much standing inventory, it is unbelievable right now. Now, this is how it works. With these big builders, right, they have to answer to the profit shares, all the owners, because these are like Fortune 500 companies and they build hundreds of thousands of homes every year. So in order to increase their stocks, they have to move volume. So will they take a loss? The answer is yes. They're still making a profit and moving product. So what that means to you is if you have a standing inventory that you can get your hands on, especially if you can close by the end of December, it's all about leverage. We literally just did this deal where I was able to get a home, standing inventory, completely stripped view. It is unbelievable for $1,365,000, roughly about 4,000 square feet, 2-story, overlooking the whole Las Vegas Valley. Builders just needed to liquidate it and we got the deal. So I'm so happy for my clients. The report reviews that new construction listings have rebounced since the inventory in 2021 and 2022, when the mortgage rates were at a historic low and buyer activities escalated. Currently, the mortgage rates are at 6.26% from the week ending in November of 20. According to Freddie Mac, rates have hovered closer to the 6% mark for several weeks, even falling to 12 months low, but it hasn't been enough to sway the buyers. And that's true. And I think the problem here is this. A lot of buyers are so used to the 3.5% to 4%, right? And they can't get over that. But 30, 40 years ago, interest rates were at 18%, 19%. But home prices back then were only $60,000, but this is actually in reverse. So interest rates at a 6% is still good interest rate, but the problem is that home pricing is so high to the point where your monthly payment will still be too high and it supersedes the income level here, especially in Las Vegas. Active listings rose 15.3% year over year in October, making the 24th straight month of gain. The numbers of homes for sale topped 1 million for the 6th consecutive months, according to realtor.com. Wow, this means inventory is starting to hit the market. Now, let me tell you this. If you are selling a resale home, okay, it's not even about pricing it correctly at this point. What it's really about, you have to take a look at the buyer side, what they are thinking, okay? So the buyers are really not focused on the price. What they're really focused on is their comfort level as far as their monthly payment. If you have a home right now that you're selling for $500,000, right, and it's a beautiful home, then you have another home that is at $600,000 and it's a brand new home. Now with the buyer's incentives, able to drop down that interest rate. Now that $600,000 for a brand new home is more appealing and affordable, right, than that resale home. And that's the reason why a lot of these new homes are selling very quickly. Now, the median list price for a newly built home across the country came in at $451,337. And this is for the third quarter, which is up 0.2% from the previous year. New construction space, the South and the West, stands out with more activity. Both of these markets are better supply and price reductions and much higher compared to the Northeast and Midwest, where new home construction listing and price reductions are lower. Now, a lot of people actually think that new construction is more expensive than buying an existing home. But in Los Angeles, the cost to build actually comes out about half of the price per square foot to purchase a home. Now, this is according to Sean Phillips, the founder of Alta ADU. Tells realtor.com. It can be a great investment for people that are willing to wait. Now, the builders, they actually had to deal with the labor shortage and the new tariffs, right? Now, on new construction materials, which has affected their bottom line. But to move the inventory, they offer more incentives. Now, the question is, even though that labor has been short and we have new tariffs on, supply, do you think really the builders are actually taking a loss? No, what they're doing is actually increasing the price and you're actually paying for it. And it's probably through the lot premium, because if you read these contracts on the lot premiums, it says they can charge whatever they want to charge at this point. Now, the market, like the South and the West, have more robust supply and higher price reductions, while in the region like the Northeast, where new construction is somewhat rare commodity, new home price reductions are much less common. But I don't know, out here in Las Vegas, I can tell you right now, builders are literally being so creative and they are slashing the price. So I don't really think that really affects us whatsoever. But I think the problem is that the buyers, right? They listen to all the negative news, and this is what I don't understand. And please tell me, guys, when the market is high and things are like booming and it becomes a seller's market, why do you all buyers want to get into the market? Shouldn't you be getting into the market on the downturn where you're getting the incentives? Like, what do you have to lose? So, like, let me give you an idea. I had a client, right? FHA down payment assistance program. She's probably going to be into this deal less than like $3,000. But she was worried about what happens if the market crash, what happens if the market slides. Who cares? You're going to be living in the property for 10 years, right? The market is volatile. It's going to go up and down, up and down. So my question to you is, look, number one, you got to rent regardless. So it's like you're going to pay for rent or you're going to pay for your mortgage. Now, let's say if you did buy the home, you're into it for $3,000. And let's just say if the market tanks in the next 10 years, you can no longer make the payment, you lost your job. Dude, it's a lot easier to walk away with, $3,000 to put down on the home in order to own something. Right now, I'm not telling you to go out and buy a home. It's just something that I want you to think about. Now, I want to talk about some buyer incentives. Now, builders are offering incentives such as reduced rates, which were the most common promotional list on realtor.com. As the mortgage rates drop and below the mortgage rates are effective ways to attract buyers to new construction. Again, we talked about this. Resale, $500,000. Brand new homes, $600,000. Buyers are not really focusing on the price. What they focus on is the monthly payment. Now, builders who are holding inventory are offering actual incentives to clear the homes from their books. Look, again, we talked about this, right? It makes sense. Now, do builders actually take a hit? The only place where they actually take a hit on here is the marketing, getting this information on out to the public. But look, at the end of the day, builders are still making money. Guys, let me know in the comments below. If you're watching this video, I want to know, is right now a good time to buy, or should you wait because you think the market's going to crash even lower? In the third quarter of 2025, the average 30-year fixed rate listed on the deed of an existing homeowner was at 6.26%. For a new home buyer, the average 30-year was at 5.27%. That's 99 basis points lower. Again, this is where I'm telling you, buying a brand new home right now is the way to go, but make sure to buy a standing inventory, guys. Now, the builders are taking a hit with these incentives. Now, where's most of this money going to? Well, it's going to the marketing that these builders are doing. What they're trying to do is get the public aware of these current incentives and the rate buy downs, right? So that way they can get you into the door and they can sell you a property. Now, look, if you want to take advantage, now's the time to take advantage of this opportunity. But if you are planning to buy a home and stay in the home for just like 2 to 3 years, then this probably doesn't make sense. But for the long run, I would definitely consider buying a home, no matter if it's in this state or a different state. All right, guys, that is all I have for today. If you guys haven't had a chance to subscribe to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Other than that, I wish you guys nothing but the best, and be blessed, folks. Peace. If you are considering moving to Las Vegas, we have a lot of free products. We have the relocation guide. Now, the relocation guide talks about neighborhoods, surrounding areas, and school zones, hospitals. Now, once you subscribe to this, what's included is the Power Pack. What is the Power Pack? The Power Pack also includes the current housing market for the month. This talks about single-family residents, condos, and townhomes. And also we have the economic study of what's going on within Las Vegas, Henderson, and North Las Vegas. Now, if you're just a first-time home buyer, just don't really understand the process, we have the free buyer's guide. This will literally walk you and prepare you for your first purchase. Now, if you are planning on financing, you got to get the mortgage hacks. The mortgage hacks is inside secrets on how to save thousands of dollars of the life of your loan. This also talks about all the type of loan programs, state programs that are available to you as a buyer. Now, if you're also planning on buying a brand new home, but you're not too sure which builder is a better builder, it really comes down to materials and supplies. So this is a comprehensive book that explains everything 32 questions that you need to ask the builder before you actually buy a home. In addition to that, we also have an educational video that we explain how to actually buy a home. It's actually called the Masterclass Vote, and it's free. It's only about 30 to 40 minutes long, but it's something that is worth looking into. We also have the mortgage calculator. So if you are getting a loan and you want to know what your payments are, mortgage calculator, it breaks it all down. It tells you exactly what your payment's going to be. So again, that is free. In addition to that, if you are considering buying or even selling a home, we are offering you a consultation. So it doesn't matter if you're out of state, because we can do a video chat live. We get to know each other. We explain everything, how it all works to prepare you to buy a home out here in Las Vegas. So just make sure to visit simplyvegashomes.com, or if you want to set up an appointment, give us a call today. Now, if you want to just view more video home tours, just go ahead and click on that link right there. We have over 1,000 video home tours. Other than that, peace.